Have you ever made a kinetic sculpture? No? All right, then let's make one today. Hi friends, my name is Angela. I'm a teaching artist at Pérez Art Museum, Miami, and today we're in one of my favorite places of the museum, Pam Gift Shop. And we're here because we will be creating a work of art inspired by Carmen Herrera's artwork, but using materials that you can find at the gift shop. And you can also find your very own Kinetic mobile here at the gift shop. Carmen Herrera is one of the most significant Cuban painters of the 20th century and is considered a pioneer of contemporary hard-edge geometric abstraction. Through her simple play with rectilinear shapes, Herrera creates a dynamic composition that evokes movement and depth. The materials that I'm using today for this project are markers, pastel colors. I'm also using some cardboard geometric cutouts, pipe cleaners, straws. I'm going to be using some colored pencil, a hole puncher if you have one, a pencil to make some designs, and I'm using an adult scissor, but you can use a different one if you're a little one. Today we are creating a kinetic sculpture, and a kinetic sculpture is just a sculpture that moves. And there are a couple of different elements to it, and one of the most important things to keep in mind is balance. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do one of my favorite things, which is to decorate the different pieces that I'm going to be adding to my sculpture. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to use some of my markers and some of my pastel colors to either create a design or just completely use one color to cover the entire surface of the pieces of cardboard that I've already pre-cut. And so the design that I want to do on this piece is going to be a squiggly line. And I'm going to fill up the entire piece of cardboard with squiggly lines of different colors. And once you have designed all of your cardboards, all of the geometric cutouts that you're going to use as part of your kinetic sculpture, you can then start thinking about how you're going to place them in the structure that we're going to be creating. I have a few that I have made already, and you can see that I use different designs. I love coloring the entire surface, but you can just add a little detail here and there depending on how you want your kinetic sculpture to look. And I keep referring to that term kinetic sculpture because that just means that it's a sculpture that's going to have movement. And I have 9 pieces here in which I have used different colors, different designs, and I have colored them using my markers that I got at Pam Shop and also my pastel colors that I was able to get at one of my favorite places in the museum, the Pam Shop. And now that I have all of the pieces that I'm going to be using, I'm going to use my hole puncher and I'm going to open a hole in all of the pieces. So I'm going to be doing this so that this will be the elements of the sculpture that are going to move. Now that I have opened a hole in all of my cardboard geometric shapes, I'm gonna put them aside for now because I'm gonna go ahead and start building the frame of my mobile. And for that, I'm going to need 4 straws. And I'm also going to be using some pipe cleaners. And what the pipe cleaners are going to do is that they're going to keep the structure sturdy, but they're also going to serve as a link between the straws and my shapes that I'm going to be hanging on the straws. I'm also going to be using some yarn. And this is a really important part because this is what's going to secure 2 straws together. I actually just need 2 straws, and I'm going to put them in this cross shape, secure them with my fingers. I'm going to try to make them as even as I can. And then I'm just going to use the yarn to secure them. And I'm going to be generous with this because I want to make sure that this is sturdy so that it can secure the structure really well. So I'm just going to keep wrapping my yarn around, and I'm going to try to do it as tight as I can. And you can see that once you have wrapped it enough, you are going to start feeling that this X is a little more secure. One of the things to keep in mind with a kinetic sculpture is weight and balance. So depending on how much the hanging elements of it weigh, then I'm going to adjust what I put on all sides of this X so that it is balanced. And that way it hangs evenly. Okay, I'm gonna use some of the pipe cleaners and I'm going to put them here inside the straw. I'm actually going to use 2 because I need them to be long enough for a part of them to remain outside of the straw. Go ahead, I'll try to make sure that it's even. And now that I have extended my X, I move on to the next step, which is attach the first structure. So this is the largest shape that I have. I'm gonna put it on one side. I'm just going to go through the hole that I opened with the hole puncher and then twist it around, and that should secure my cardboard square. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, but I am gonna keep weight in mind. So I know that this shape is gonna need another one below it. I'm going to pick my triangle and then open another hole at the bottom. But this time I'm just going to choose a piece of yarn and attach it with the yarn. And as I keep building, then I'm going to keep making sure that it is balanced. So you can see that even though I have two shapes on this side and only one on the opposite side, it still feels fairly balanced. And I'm gonna keep going and then just adding all the different pieces to my structure. And here it is, the finished sculpture. You can see all the different colors, you can look at it from different angles, and most importantly, you have that motion that makes it so exciting. I would love to see your work. Please share using #PamDIY. See you next time.